US film and TV giant Tyler Perry has been sued for 260 million. That's 194 million in pound by an actor who was accused the mogul of sexually assaulting him while working on his TV shows.
Yes.
Derek Dixon has filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles accusing Perry of using his influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive, sexually exploitative dynamic while he was acting on The Oval and Ruthless. He alleges...
Did you watch any of that? Pardon, sir.
No, I haven't seen them two, you know.
No.
Funnily enough.
I've heard about The Oval, but I haven't. I don't necessarily consume that kind of content. But I will have a little dive still.
I've never watched it still, but that's what I'm saying. He puts out a lot of content. He alleges Perry promised him a successful acting career, but then subjected him to escalating sexual harassment, assault, and battery, and professional retaliation when he didn't reciprocate Perry's unwanted advances. Perry's lawyer denied the allegations and called the lawsuit a scam to make money. This is an individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam. His attorney told BBC Tyler would not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. Dixon said he met Perry in 2019 at a work event for Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, and the pair talked over several months about an acting career. The lawsuit states Perry also allegedly made numerous sexual comments and remarks about wanting a sexual relationship and made several advances on Dixon, which he rejected. Mm-hmm. Perry offered Dixon a role in Ruthless, then later The Oval, but the lawsuit said Mr. Perry made it clear to Dixon that if Dixon ignored Perry or failed to engage with the sexual innuendos, Dixon's character would die in the next season. The case claims Perry always held this over Mr. Dixon's head, implying his character Dale would survive if he kept Perry happy. The lawsuit cites several incidents where Perry allegedly sexually assaulted Dixon. The actor accused Perry of interrogating him over his sexual interests in a trailer on set of The Oval before pinning him to a wall and fondling him. Dixon said he refused the advance and left the trailer. Dixon said to stop continued harassment. He elected to leave his role on The Oval and declined a job from Perry to work as a writer. Now let me break this down because I've seen a pattern, you know. Man's like Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell. Mm-hmm. There's another one. That film, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. There's a man who's in that film, that main actor as well. Noel Clarke. There's a few, man. Sylvester Stallone. What am I talking about? These men in movies always give themselves like a love interest that they're laid up with. A lot of men may not notice this. Like, there's always some banging girl who's after them or something, and all the time. Anyway, I feel like Tyler uses his influence in a different way because clearly the brother's into men based on the art that he puts out. And I feel like he might put a lot of these shows out. So he's got a bit of eye candy on that. I'm keeping it real. Now, looking at this, is it a money grab? It could be. However, this shows you that there's an agenda against men in general. Because I believe that Tyler puts out that rhetoric. Yeah, I think he goes after straight men in his movies. Yes. And I think for this reason, I feel like there's a dislike of straight black men.
No. Let me come true. No. I know you. I like what you said there, but it's that's the veneer, right? That's the veneer. No. That gang, especially the males, they don't want, like, their biggest thing is, 'cause it's promiscuity. A lot of this, and listen, no disrespect to anyone who's part of that gang, but on the male side, and I've worked with a lot of sodomites, a lot of them, they men are men, as we know. Look, talking from a men's standpoint, so men have high sex drives, yeah? A lot of these men, they're after, as much as possible, they'll stay within the gang, but their prized possession, Mark and siblings, is getting a straight man. Is dealing with a straight man. That's their ultimate goal. Like, some people, if they're not, like, I'm going back to when, you're young, not necessarily now as big grown men, but virginity now. I wanna take a virginity kind of thing. That's the vibe of these people, especially Tyler Perry. So because of the hate, because he's potentially, straight men are rejecting him as well, and some he can compromise by saying, look, here's a carrot. I'm going to dangle this opportunity for the role, but I'm going to squeeze your buttocks occasionally. I'm going to go into your trailer, well, in a professional setting, which is absolutely, it's crazy to me, and flipping interrogate you on your sexual proclivities, huh? And then after, because he must be physically stronger than the plaintiff, pin him up against the trailer and fondle him. Like, that's the mind of some people. Now, look, he can catch the right one who would have just headbutted him and broke his nose.
Facts.
And then commits the stomping. Like, what are you doing? That's assault. Yo, police, my man tried to attack me. That's why he's all bloody. That's why he's all bloodied up and thing. But we're in a professional setting again. I haven't done the knowledge reference. The geezer, the plaintiff, he's potentially straight, right? Is he part of the gang?
Well, we don't know what he's on in his personal still, but based on the messaging I've seen,
it sounds like he's straight.
It sounds like he plays both sides, because a man couldn't even insinuate nothing like that with me, whereas he continued the flirting. Because a man sent him a picture of himself topless on a beach. That would be the last message a man ever sent to me. Because he sent it to him and said, "Look at this stud. Look at this stud." That's what he said.
What?
Yes. This is what I'm saying. I gotta keep the same energy, Noble. I feel like man are now entering these spaces with that agenda. I feel like these men might have been in something or flirting together, but I feel like the plaintiff knew what the outcome was going to be, because, again, the plaintiff's not going after criminal charges. He's only pursuing civil. And that's part of the reason why it's hard to stay on this victim side of things, because a lot of these alleged victims only want money. And I'm saying, well, mind you, I'm telling you now, there's no universe where a man could fondle me, and he could be big, butch, 6'5", whatever. I'm an actor. I'm coming here for my skills, and I'm not gay. So if you try anything funny like that, we're gonna roll around like pigs in the mud on a physical level, and after that, criminal charges and civil charges because you weren't professional.
That's the mindset. But you got to think: brains of the beast, belly of the beast, burden of proof. Ultimately, you got to. And then look. With women, it's a lot easier for them to go and say, yo, you get that rape kit done. So, boop, 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 boop. You know what I mean? With a man, I would imagine there is a rape kit for men as well. Let's not get it twisted. Well, he didn't go that far. The burden of proof civilly is a lot lower, as we don't know, versus criminally. So maybe that was his only recourse.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely getting to a point now where, as we have stated over the years, real claims are going to be difficult now to separate from fake claims, because the Me Too movement put so much damage out there on blackmailing people. Mm-hmm. So this, I'm not saying nothing never went on here, Polly Perry and him was probably in or something. But your actions, if a man violates you, yeah, in any way, shape, or form, as an innocent, as a victim, your first port of call should be, I don't want no one to go through what I went through with this person. So another actor who's coming behind me, I don't want them to have to do A, B, or C to get on. So I want this brother to be charged for what he did. But instead, man is saying, I want money.
Money.
So common sense has left the chat with the Me Too movement, because all these folks, even the Diddy thing, it's money. People are even saying, yo, lock up his car, it's money they want to be paid, which then in turn shows me that while it was happening, as long as you were compensated for losing your or giving up your morals, you were happy. It was only when you stopped being compensated it became a problem. And the internet has painted a world where by you saying that, you look like you're supporting these sickos or these freaks. When you're not supporting them, you're just saying common sense. You know what I mean? You're just saying common sense. That's all you're doing. You're just saying, well, okay, if you look at a rape victim, like you can go online and Google an interview, a real police interview. You can Google that. Yeah, you can see that, and you won't even, when you watch something like that, you won't even ask the question that we're asking right now, because the person displays signs of trauma that only come when a person's violated in that way. They're not thinking about, they're actually even scared to be there.
Come on.
To how this person has taken their, what's the word, Noble? Not dignity.
Dignity as well.
Yeah, it's been stolen from you.
Yeah, man.
So when you look at that, a video like that, and you say, damn, how come these other people don't seem to display any sort of mannerisms similar to that? We've also created a world where people are obsessed with fame. People are obsessed with fortune, to the point where probably 99% of people are willing to forfeit their moral compass and everything in order to obtain fame and fortune. We've listened to the sayings, YOLO, what he said? I'm about the bag, get that bag. You hear it all the time. That's all you hear is about money and getting money and all of that. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we all love some material things. See what I'm saying? I'm not going to say the word love, but we all like to obtain some material things, and we need money.
Why is that though? But why is that though? Outside, forget what you just said. We reward ourselves through hard work and saying, you know what? Let's not buy the Tesco's donut. Let's get the Krispy Kreme thing.
There you go.
Because man's putting in that work, man. What are you talking about?
There you go.
See, that's the blurring of the lines. That's how everybody should be living. But because everyone's on the crack phones, all zombied out, spending flipping siblings. I was away and I thought, let me watch a couple little documentary on youth. I suggest, if you haven't watched it yet, watch Childhood 2.0. Yeah. I was amazed to hear statistically, this is clearly in the wilderness of North America, in the belly of the beast. I would imagine the stats will be pretty similar here. 7 hours to 14 hours the youth are on their phones, Mark.
I can understand that. Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous. It's a digital world. Fuck. Surrogates. I've told you that's where we're going. We're going into surrogates. That is exactly where we're on our way to. And that is the start of it, by people being obsessed with their phone. But they have been conditioned to love fame and fortune more than anything else. The Diddy case. If mans ain't following me on the gram, or Noble, follow us, man. Follow us. Did you see what I posted on my story, Noble, about?
Yeah, man.
Okay, now that's all I see. And I'm glad people are starting to see it now, because a lot of men didn't have the glasses on. But what that Diddy case really is about is high-paid prostitutes.
Come on.
Who wanted money in exchange to be degraded to the most unhuman ways possible. And I'm saying we have to combat this way of thinking, because these same people told you to get money by any means necessary.
Yeah. Yeah.
These same people told you that get money is about the bag. They told you to do that.
Mhm.
So when these people have hauled out their self and all of that, don't expect sympathy from man. Because we ain't going to do those things, and we're raising youth that we're telling them to take a zero tolerance approach. Put value on yourself first of all. Diddy couldn't get certain man to do that. You crazy.